Hi folks, thanks for tuning in and welcome back again. So far I have shared the contents of two different bags with y'all. Specifically this bag here, which is my get home bag. And this bag is for emergency purposes only. It's all refreshed, all the food, the water, and this bag is ready to go for the winter. But this is my emergency bag. And over here is my bushcraft bag for going into the woods on the weekends. This bag here is for play, and I've also shared the contents of this bag. Now I have not shared the contents of my hunting bag, which is this pack right here, the Everly Stock Gunslinger 2, which has already been reviewed. But what I'm going to do in this review is I'm going to take everything out, lay it out onto the hide, and shared the specific contents. I may have this bag outfitted perhaps for an all-day hunt into the mountains, minus the food and the clothing, of course. So stand by, I have another review coming your way. Okay folks, I have the contents laid out here on the hide. I'll start on that end and I'll work my way this way and we'll close out. I'll also do a write-up online for those that are interested. So let's get started. We'll start over here with some safety, and this is the first aid kit that I carry with my hunting kit, and this is put out by ITS Tactical. It is called the Boo Boo Kit Plus. It doesn't come with this case. This is optional, and for those that are interested in the contents, you can look it up online. I'm not going to empty it out. It has a lot of small things in there. But once again, this is the Boo Boo Kit Plus by ITS Tactical in this optional little case. So that addresses first aid. Now as far as comfort, I have a thermos here by LL Bean. I have several different kinds, but this is the one I took this year. I have Stanley, Cabela's, and another brand. And generally speaking, what I do is I fill this the night before with boiling water, and then I cap it, and then the next morning, 4 o'clock in the morning, 5 o'clock in the morning, before I'm ready to leave, I fill it with my preferred hot beverage, and it'll keep for about 8 hours. So if I wanted to put hot broth in here, coffee, tea, cider, whatever it may be, this is the one I like to carry. And this is very advantageous, especially on very, very cold days, to bring up that core temperature. It's a nice little treat. I also bring some water with me in this PBA free canteen. So I have that. And over here I have some items to clean up with. I have some nitrile gloves for dressing out the animal. I have wipes, zip ties, toilet paper, and some wet ones. And this is just to clean up all the blood off me, off the knife. And then what I do is I put all the bloody things back in here, and this serves as a garbage bag to bring all the items off the mountain. Now, as far as documenting the hunt, this is the GoPro setup I took to Africa. This is bulky. It is pretty heavy, I will say that. But I have the chest mount here. I can also mount it onto the rifle. Back here I have a bunch of extra batteries, as you can see right there. And this takes up a lot of room. It's a lot of weight, but if I don't bring it, I'm not going to have any videos for you all. So this is one of the ways I like to document the hunt, with this little system here. And I carry it in this case. As far as staying warm, clothing, good boots, and wind protection. And I also bring some body warmers and toe warmers, which I prefer using. But sometimes that's not enough, and I need to resort to the nuclear option, which is this right here. And it's a Zippo hand warmer. I'll fill it the night before. And I'll seal it in this bag so it doesn't dry out, of course. and then I'll light it, and then I wear it around my neck. I'll zip up my parka, I let it dangle inside, and it just turns into a furnace in there. And this will burn for 10 to 12 hours when it's fully fueled. So this is my preferred method when it's really, really cold, but the con with this is it's going to give off an odor. This is the lighter I like to use. It's put out by Brunton. And it's a very nice lighter. It rides nice and flat in my pocket. Puts out a nice hot flame that's windproof. And it's very reliable. So this is my preferred lighter I like to carry with me. As far as lighting, I have two different options. I have my preferred headlamp and a regular flashlight, and sometimes you just need to bring a regular flashlight in the woods. You get into a tracking situation where you need additional light. First, I'll talk about this. For those that follow this channel, you know that the Zebralight is my preferred light. This is the Zebralight H302W as in whiskey, and this is a flood headlamp. It's neutral white, and it puts out 446 lumens with a single CR123. So this thing is the bomb. It's an outstanding light. I have several of them. This is the one I like to roll with my bushcraft bag. I also have a third one inside my get home bag, but this one here is the nicest one I have. As far as lighting, if I'm dressing something out at night, this is my go-to headlamp. I have an extra battery inside this little case here. There you go, little waterproof case. And I also have another case by Numith, and this is a Talos capsule. There you go, lightweight aluminum, and this one holds a single 18650 battery, and this one is 3400 milliamps, and it's put out by Eagle Tac. And this is for my flashlight, and I'll share that in 1 second. It's a very nice light. It's inside this Maxpedition case, and it is a Claris XT11, and there you go, with a removable strike bezel here. Dual switch technology, and this gives me a strobe and a very bright light. I'm not going to shine it into the camera, but once again, XT11, and I can remove this here, and I have some filters. They make several different ones in red, green, blue, and a white one for a diffused light. So the red one's ideal for going into the woods, as well as the green one for reading maps and preserving that night vision. The blue one, of course, is for tracking blood. And this is what they look like. They come in these little cases. Very lightweight, not too big. And I bring two of them with me. So that takes care of lighting. Now, as far as communications, I bring a smartphone with my ballistics on the back here. And let me see if that'll focus. There you go. And that's for the Browning BLR with the specific bullet weight that I'm using. And I have some apps on this phone, some ballistic apps. And generally what I'll do is I will print out a page like this once I program it, and then I'll make a copy of it and shrink it down and make it very, very small, like that. And then I put this on the scope, and I use this in conjunction with my rangefinder. So that's a system that I like to use. Now, for getting the animal off the mountain, this is a drag system here. It has a harness. I wear it around my chest. This rope piece goes around the neck. And then what I do is I just lean forward with all my weight, the rifle, the backpack, and I start moving the animal. So that's a little drag system. My cutting tools are right here. I have two, a saw and a high quality knife. Now I will report that I chipped out this knife this year. This is a Fox River by Bark River with this dangler, which is optional. And this is the LMAX version, and let's see if this camera will focus, but if you look right here, this tip, it's blunt, and you'll see there's about 2 millimeters missing off the tip, and I took that off busting through a rib cage, turning and twisting. This is not the correct tool for that, but I think this LMAX is a little more brittle, and it did chip out on me. And there you go. So that's something to report on this. Now that's repairable, and the tip that I'm going to put on here now is going to be more robust. It's not going to be as refined. This is the correct tool for cutting the pelvic bone or the rib cage. It's a Grizz saw by Outdoor Edge. And as far as maintaining my optics when I'm out there, if they get debris in them, they're not going to fog up, but they may get debris in them. I bring a little lens pen. We gave a bunch of these away in Africa, and they work really, really well. They take out all the dust, and you just turn the optics upside down. Get any debris out of there before you use the felt pad, and then you have this little felt pad to clean up perhaps a fingerprint or something off there, and it works very well for doing the scope or the binoculars. I have my hunting license with tags to be legal, of course. A little bit of cover scent, and this basically smells like crushed up pine needles and tree bark. And over here I have some trail markers in case I decide to mark a trail for a hunt the next day and I want to come back in. There's an advantage to doing this, especially when I'm using the headlamp, and I can put them on the trees and I can see these quite some distance away. They reflect very nicely, but what's nice is I only need one per tree as opposed to putting one on each side, because they have markings on both sides. So some trail markers, they don't weigh a lot and they don't take up a lot of room, and that's what they look like. There you go. 2 magazines. I showed you these when I showed you the Browning lever action rifle. One's optional, the other one came with the rifle, and they're fully stacked. And I also purchased a new ammo pouch this year. I wasn't really crazy about the one I took to Africa. I ended up giving that one to the outfitter kid. That's this one here, and it works okay. There's nothing wrong with it, but I wanted something a little nicer, so I ended up getting this one by Galco. It's a Stalker model, and this is the large, and it's very nice. I mean, this is the kind of pouch that's going to last a lifetime. Holds 10 rounds, and it's more than enough ammo. When I was a kid, I used to go into the woods with 5 rounds, single gauge shotgun, little 16 gauge, and then hunt all day with that. Come back with a pheasant and a rabbit, no problem. Now, as far as binoculars, these are my preferred binos. You've seen these before. They're the Leica Geovids with the rangefinder built in. Very nice. They ride in this custom case here, and this is put out by FHF, if you can see that right there. That's the gear company that makes this. This is a very, very high quality chest harness with the straps in the back, mesh lining, 2 small pouches, one here. I just keep some lip ointment in there, and on this side I just keep some windicator. And there you go, and that just gives me the direction of the wind. And when this runs out, I can just fill it with baking soda. So very high quality. This is much nicer than the setup I took to Africa. It's just very well made. Has a little pouch in here if I wanted to put a tag or something. I can put a pen in this side right here, right there. But I wanted to just share some of the contents of what I keep in my hunting bag. Obviously this is not going to be for everyone, especially if you're an ultralighter or you don't spend the entire day in the woods in cold conditions. But this is what I like to carry. There's 1,000,001 different configurations out there, and I'm sure whatever you choose will be the right setup for you. Thanks for tuning in, and see you all next time.